Hey guys, Drew here from the Revolver Club. Back again with another special episode. Today I have the very special Nagra Classic Integrated Amplifier. Before I get into the actual details about Nagra as a brand and the actual equipment, a little bit of personal tidbit. I have forever been obsessed with Nagra as a young kid, going through magazines and then later on through photos and reviews on the internet. Audio Lounge lent this unit to me for the last, almost 4 weeks now. So I spent quite a bit of time with it and absolutely loved it. And hopefully I can integrate this into my sort of permanent living room setup sooner rather than later. The brand itself is started in the early 1950s by a Swiss engineer named Stefan Kudelski, who initially builds the Nagra portable recorder. This product really sort of takes Nagra out there to the world. So it thrives obviously in the recording studio, but also becomes the sort of explorer's choice. So you see mountaineers take it to the top of Everest. You see Apollo use them on a bunch of space missions. You've got guys, explorers going to the deepest points of the ocean using the Nagra recorder. It also, funnily enough, becomes an important part of the arsenal of various intelligence officers in and during the Cold War. So you've got both sides, on both sides of the Iron Curtain, using it to spy on others, and some very interesting conversations have been called on the Nagra recorder. It also becomes a fairly standard part of the film industry, both in terms of the actual recording of sound for the movies, and it's also featured in some iconic scenes in movies like A Conversation and Blowout and stuff like that. But primarily what really separates Nagra from everybody else is their involvement in some of the greatest studio albums of all time. So if you look at bands like Pink Floyd and obviously Dark Side of the Moon, the Beatles with Let It Be, Led Zeppelin's Into the Outdoor, and even Michael Jackson's Thriller. These are all albums recorded using Nagra gear. And so I think that's really what separates it from anybody else in the hi-fi game, is their sort of critical involvement in some of the greatest pieces of music to have ever permeated pop culture. So we've spoken about Nagra and the pedigree that it holds within sort of the pro recording segment and the portable recorders and stuff like that. They brought that same philosophy to the hi-fi game. A philosophy which is very simple, an ultimate dedication to ensuring the purest possible, untouched output of sound. And so they've done whatever it took from an engineering perspective to minimize both noise as well as distortion. They've done so with a world-class power supply as well as a very clean build circuit. Visually stunning, brushed aluminum finish with an industrial design, nice VU meter on the front. Power-wise, generates 100 watts of power at 8 ohms, which means it can power most relatively high efficiency speakers fairly easily. 4 RCA inputs, but no phono preamp input. A set of XLR balanced inputs, and the ability to connect a single set of speakers. World-class sound also, unfortunately, does come at a world-class price. This is priced at 22 lakh rupees, so it's no joke from an expenditure standpoint. The best analogy that I can give you is that this is sort of the Porsche of hi-fi, and so any piece of Nagra that you would integrate into your hi-fi system would essentially last forever and would be the sort of thing that you would hand down to your kids. This is available for purchase on the website. I'm also available for consultation if you plan on integrating this into a system or building a system around this. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it informative, and I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon.